Take your marks.
The guy by the stairs.
Tango on the mezzanine.
Shape charges are ready.
Hey, Coop, watch how the 6-4 does it.
Pilot Cooper, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Breaching, breaching, breaching!
I love the first Titanfall, but I was bummed when I learned it wouldn't have a single-player campaign. At the time, it seemed I wasn't alone. Respawn received backlash for the game only being a multiplayer title, but having a story-driven multiplayer type thing, if you could call it that. Thankfully, Respawn listened to the community and gave us a single-player campaign. The question is the campaign worth playing, or should they have just stuck with the multiplayer? Let's start off where the campaign begins, but first I would like to state that this is a spoiler-free review. I don't believe in spoilers, and I hate it when things get spoiled for me, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, so the campaign starts off like most first-person shooters, where, you know, they make you look up and down and around and whatnot, and then throw you in a gauntlet to introduce you to the movement and shooting mechanics. This one is no exception. It does just that. Though, while I don't personally need it, and I am sure many others don't either, I did have fun with the gauntlet. There's a board that shows you your best time and your stats from your run through the gauntlet, so you can keep doing the gauntlet over and over again if you want to improve your score, and, you know, whatever. Then after the training events begin to happen and you march into battle, long story short, things go bad, and you end up with your Titan BT. But not before you meet a few of the villain cast, which I'll get to later. I enjoyed the story as much as I could. When I finished a level, I was interested in pressing on to find out what would happen next. The story isn't groundbreaking by any means, but it was enough to help keep me going. My biggest complaint is that the characters have no depth. When you're introduced to the villains, it looked like, you know, there was going to be a well thought out story with deep characters, but sadly it was left lacking. You see them for a brief moment and then see them again at the end of their respective level when you face them for a boss fight, which they aren't too hard to beat, by the way. The voice acting was good, and especially the main character, and I know that there are already a lot of stories that have a human and an AI counterpart, and the human can feel and make jokes, while the AI doesn't have emotions or detect jokes or sarcasm.
Tracking me. That's kinda creepy, BT.
I have no wish to incite fear. That is reserved for our enemies.
But I still loved it, and I loved the relationship. I felt immediately connected to both characters and enjoyed watching their bond deepen as the campaign progressed. And I believe it took me roughly 6 hours to finish the campaign, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Which brings me to the level design. What took me by surprise in this game was the level design. I wasn't expecting this game to have such great platforming moments. I felt like a freaking badass jumping from wall to wall while unloading clips into bad guys. Or asking what the hell's going on when jumping from a model home to model home in a factory. The level that stands out to me the most, and again I won't spoil anything or too much, is the level where you have these time shifts to the past. And as you progress through the level, you see the past briefly, and then you go back to the present. Eventually, you get a device that allows you to time shift at your will, and there are a lot of great moments surrounding this little item. The level of detail Respawn went into with this level makes me appreciate it even more. You can be walking through a room that is completely empty, and when you shift to the past, the rooms could be filled with soldiers attacking you, and when you kill them and time shift back to the present, their corpses are now there, but are decayed, and plant life and debris is surrounding them, where they weren't there previously. In conclusion, ultimately this is an extremely fun campaign. The movement feels tight and responsive. The platforming is a welcome and fun addition to a first-person shooter campaign. And no, like I said, you won't find any groundbreaking story or anything that will leave a lasting impression, except maybe that time travel level, which I think I'm going to remember for a long time to come. But it is definitely worth setting the time aside to play it. And is it worth buying the game just for the campaign? I want to say yes, but I don't think so, at least not at full price. Since playing it on normal setting, it only took me around 6 to 7 hours. I don't see the value is there in single player alone, but fortunately, there is a multiplayer mode that just increases the value, making this game worth the $60 price point. Though, since this game isn't selling that well, due to the fact that stupid EA released this game a week before Battlefield 1 and a week or a week after Battlefield 1, and a week before Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I guess Modern Warfare Remaster, if you want to, throw that in there, it will probably drop in price fairly quickly, which is a freaking shame because Respawn deserves better treatment than what they got, and I, for one, don't feel like I am ripped off or cheated at all. I am glad to have purchased this game at full price to support the game and its developers. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, hit that like button or the dislike button if you did not like it. That is fine too.
Just like before.
Not exactly. There are significantly more variables to throwing between two moving platforms. Good luck.